Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we're going to do something what I think is going to be a fun project. This is a large ficus cutting that I cut off of another ficus tree. I did it over the winter a few months ago, and I'll show a little clip of it up here in the corner, and I'll also link the full video at the end of this one, just so you can kind of go back to see where this cutting came from and kind of see how it started. But today I think I'm going to take it out of this pot, and since I don't know if you can see that or not in the camera, but I think you will once I get it out of the pot. What I'm going to do, since it's kind of leaning over, because when I air layered this, the main part where I cut the trunk off didn't actually grow any roots, if I remember right. It was, or maybe just a couple. But what happened is, farther up the trunk, because I had the air layer, it was kind of a big, cup about like that or something. And farther up on the trunk, it actually rooted. So there's roots up here that I know, and I'm hoping we have more roots down here. But the tree's been outside for about a month here. I'm in Texas, North Texas, growing zone 8B. So my trees have been outside for about a month now, and we're about the second week of May. So I put them out around the first week of April or so, somewhere in there, because we have warmer temperatures at night. But anyway, so it's been putting on a lot of new growth. I mean, this is all new growth since it's been outside. So it's really liking the outdoor temps and the bright sunshine. So I think it's pretty healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get it in a different pot. And since it's leaning over like this, I'm going to create, hopefully, kind of a raft style, more of a landscape look to it. So that's the goal anyway. So we'll see what progresses here. So first step is I'm going to get it out of the pot. It's not tied in or anything, so I'm just going to dump this out and see what kind of roots we have, and hopefully we've got some healthy roots in here to mess with. Just loosen it up a little bit. Kind of feels like it's tight in there, so we may have quite a bit. Yeah. It's a sign of that you have good roots when the whole thing comes out in a nice big block. So that's good. So we'll start taking some of the soil away to see what we have underneath here without disturbing the roots too much. Looks like we've got some pretty vigorous ones in here. Which is really nice. Nice fine roots. Yeah, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here. I wasn't expecting this kind of root growth, but what I did when I repotted this in the wintertime, I put it underneath grow lights, but then I put it on a heat mat. I think that really helped it develop some nice roots over the winter. And like I said, it put on quite a bit of growth just in the last month or so being outside. I wasn't even expecting to have to do much root work, but I'm probably going to have to prune some roots off of this guy to get it in a shallower pot. Got some drainage screen here. I think I'll just cut those roots off so I'm not ripping anything. There we go. Just kind of work some of this soil out. Yeah, I just can't get over the growth on this. And it looks like we did get some root growth from the stump over here. See what we've got. It feels like I've got a pretty thick root down here. Don't know if I'm going to have to cut that off some more to get it in the pot or not. I'd hate to give up that root growth though, so I think I'm going to try to see if I can position it in the pot without it looks like this root took off and wrapped around here, so that can come back over this side. Yeah, you can see anything that was touching the soil really developed some new roots and took off. So yeah, I'm not sure about this piece. That's going to be, I just hate to cut that, because if I'd cut that off, I'd lose this whole mass of roots there, and I really don't want to do that. So I'm hoping that'll work in the new pot. We'll trim some of these though, just to clean it up a little bit. This isn't going to hurt anything. So I think that we'll call that good as far as the getting most of the old soil off anyway. Let's get the new pot up here to see what kind of I'm planning on putting it in this long pot here. Oh yeah, I think that'll nestle in there just fine. Something like that is kind of what I'm thinking. May still be a little bit too tall though. I really don't want to mound the soil up, but I may have to here at the beginning. Then I can always, when I repot it, I could get rid of, just make sure that I've got enough roots down here And I probably do because there's roots up here higher on the trunk up here. So if I would kind of do another chop down here, it would probably still live because, like I said, when I put this into the other pot, the only roots I had were really up here. So all this is new. Or I could position it something like this and take that off and just let that be a kind of a branch. But I do like the raft style look. It's kind of what I wanted to do with this, so I think I'm still gonna proceed that way. It's just gonna set up a little higher than what I'd hoped, but I think will be okay because I can have enough of this soil. I'm just trying to look at it from the line of the pot. Yeah, I think I can do that. Maybe put some rocks up there, and just for the time being, for this repot, I can just kind of mound some soil up there, and then next time get a little more aggressive on that trunk chop. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll get some soil in this guy. Okay, we've got some soil in there now. Let's get this nestled in. See, kind of. I think first though, I'm gonna get rid of this branch because this is pointing down. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. So I really don't need that. And actually, if that cut point's touching the soil, it may even try to root again. So we'll see what happens there. I think that'll work just fine there. It looks pretty good. Like I said, I may just have to mound it up a little more than I initially wanted to, but I just don't want to jeopardize the health of the tree at this point. I just kind of want to get it potted. And address that next time. Work some of the soil in there to make sure I'm getting it all packed in around the roots. we've got it pretty much filled up here, but I'm still going to work some of this down just to make sure we don't have any air pockets down there. Get a little bit more in there and kind of mound it up around these roots here. Just to keep all of those covered up for the time being. I'll probably put some rocks in around here too, just to keep that, make it look more natural, more like a landscape. But we'll see what we get done here. Okay, so let's start looking at the tree here. So we've got the main trunk here, and I kind of like these branches, you know, just all the twists and bends in it. But I've got this branch down here coming off the trunk, and I think that just kind of, it's really straight. It doesn't fit in with the style, you know, the kind of gnarly curvy branches is pretty straight, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that. I could probably get that rooted and start a new tree. So we may do that. I think we've got this little branch here. I don't think I need that, so it's kind of growing back to the inside. And some of these branches down here low on the trunk, let's get rid of those. Get in there. Get some more. Trying to see what I've got going on here, because I don't want, this one's almost coming out. I think I want this to be the front of the tree over here. This little nub here, I think I can just cut that off a little bit. But I don't like this branch here. I don't know that I need that. One of them has to go. I've got this one here that's got a nice, this one here's got a nice curve to it. Kind of neat looking. This one is just kind of, it's got some movement. I could bend it up with some wire just to continue that on, but just with the different crooks and bends, I think this one that comes up and curves and kind of out that way almost looks a little better. So I think I'm going to get rid of the one that's pointing towards the front, I think. Yeah. And that could be a new tree as well. Yeah, that way you can see the branches in there. Got these little guys here, we'll get rid of those. Got another small one in here. Get rid of that one. Now the next question is, do I want this one to continue and just kind of go off the edge of the pot? Or do I want to cut it off there? Still in the pot, but I almost like the 3 vertical pieces here. Leaning off the side of the pot. Get rid of some of these small shoots just to kind of declutter it, just so I can kind of see. I mean, if anything, I could get rid of all of these and just keep this last one as a small shoot, and that way it's kind of still in the pot. Yeah, I think I will. Just get rid of that branch. Yeah. Looking better. Get rid of this one back here. I could bend this one out this way, just so it balances the tree out, and then I can bend this one, back on itself here. Bring this one out to fill that space in. So yeah, we've got a lot of possibilities here. This branch is going back towards the inside. Declutter that a little bit. Looking better. I'm not sure I like this hanging down on the front of the tree. Got this little dead stump here. Get rid of that. Yeah, I think this branch here is kind of laying horizontal with the soil, kind of going that way and then up. And I've got this other branch back here that's more like a trunk. So I think I'm going to remove this one and then just maybe bend this one and kind of reposition it over there. I have to add a little bit more soil on that side. Just keep it up around the trunk so it looks maybe like a tree that's fallen over and kind of been beaten down by the weather. All the branches are kind of gnarly looking. I like that. Still don't know if I like this or not here. This may be a kind of a two-phase project, because not sure how much I want to bend these today, but I could probably get these repositioned. Yeah, I think I probably will. So get some wire handy. That's probably thick enough without being too thick. Just make sure I get enough cut off here so I can and let's see, I think we'll do something like that. Kind of use anchored against each other. And start this one back here. Not sure if I gave myself enough over here, but I think it'll probably make it work. At least get the branches kind of growing in the right direction, a new direction, I guess. Still to be determined if it's the right one or not. Might just end up making a mess of this. We'll see. Just kind of trying to fill this out over here a little bit, and then maybe bend this one back on itself, and then maybe give it some sort of a bend like that. And kind of open that up in there. I think that's pretty neat. See if we can give that a little bit more movement there. Yeah. So not only am I going out, I'm just trying to give it a little hump there, just to keep the movement and all the branches. Yeah, I like that. Just helped fill that in and balance the tree out, because it was all kind of going that way. So just trying to see what that looks like from the front. I still want to be able to see the branches. Yeah, so if you're looking at it from the front, you can still see that other branch back here is kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah. I think that'll work. Yeah. I like that. Still not sure what I want to do here. I think this is just kind of in the way, because it's just I I don't even know if I could bend it out of the way anywhere. I don't know if I need it because I have 3 branches coming from this spot. I could probably get by with just the one that's kind of curving up, but give me enough movement. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. See what that looks like. See if these can coexist here. I think this little curvy branch could probably exist on its own because this is going right up into that. So let's go ahead and thin that out. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Just kind of give me that twisty, windy movement there. Now this over here, I think I want to put a little wire on that and just bring it forward. See if I can show that in the camera. Just trying to maybe bend it a little farther forward. See, from the side, it's leaning towards the back, and ideally I'd like it to be leaning towards the front a little more. I think I'll try to get a little piece of wire on there and see if I can get that to bend forward. Let's see how I'm going to do this here. Get it far enough up the branch where I can get it anchored and have enough to bend it. There, that did it. Still not sure if I like that branch over there, but I think I'll leave it for now. Continue this on up, maybe add a little bit more movement to that branch. I'll leave it for now. I still don't know if I want that hanging off the edge of the pot, but I think it works. I think I'll prune some of this top back just to encourage more ramification up here. Just going to keep it all more of like an umbrella, kind of a dome shape is what I'm thinking on this one. Just taking these tips off just to maybe force some more growth. Yeah, I like the overall shape of it. I like it's already got that kind of dome look. This one kind of crosses over this back one, but I could bend it forward a little bit, I guess. Which I think I might go ahead and do just so it starts growing the right way, because I don't really like the fact that it bends back and overlaps this one. So if I can get it positioned over there somewhere, I think that might be a little better. At least that's what I'm thinking today. It may change in the future once we get some more growth on this. Okay. So yeah, I think we can bend this a little farther forward that way. Then we can maybe stand it up a little bit more. Yeah, I think that works. Take off the excess wire. Yeah, I think that looks good from the front, and that way we get separation of all those branches. Looking good. Still, I got this one that's kind of overlapping this one behind it, but I think that might work. Could bend it down and do something funky with it. I think I'm just going to leave that though, because I'm still undecided on this branch down here. If I want to completely remove that, then I could bring this down and almost have like a little cascade branch and then kind of bring that back up over here. But I think we'll leave that for a different day because we've already done enough to this guy. Get it back outside and get it watered in good, and then let it continue to grow. And then we'll maybe come back for part 2. But I think my goal is to maybe kind of put some rocks in here like this. Not sure if this will be the final placement, but I just think that adds, you know, a little bit of interest to it. I'm not sure if that's the right kind of rock or not, but get that buried in there, and then that'll help mound some of that soil up behind it, just to help keep those roots covered up. It just adds a little bit more of a natural feel. I'm not sure if that, yeah, it probably looks okay there. Maybe even a bigger one. It might be a little big. I think I'll go back to this small one. Just kind of bury that down in there. And again, these may not be the final rocks or final placement. And then I've got some little succulents that I could, you know, plant in here just for some ground cover. But again, I think that might be a phase 2 on this guy. So this video is getting kind of long, so I think we'll call it done for today's work anyway. I'm pretty happy with with the way it turned out. It's kind of the vision that I had for it. So I'm just looking at this branch back here. Not really sure I like the look of this, but I've got to get some back budding down on that branch before I can really cut it down. So I think it's going to have to stay like that for now. It should bud out. Since I cut the tips off, it'll back bud. I think at least from the front, it looks kind of what I was hoping for. It kind of looks like it, you know, maybe a tree fell over and just kind of started growing and really exposed to a lot of rough weather. I like the way the rocks make it look, and I like the profile. So I think for a first step, I think we're off and running. So I think that's it for today. So we'll give you a quick spin around just so you can kind of see all sides of it. So there's the front. There's the left side. There's the back. Right side. And back to the front. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.